Hello, this is Janet McElligott, and it is Thursday in Los Angeles, California. The United States just vetoed the ceasefire on Gaza. And what does that mean, and what is it likely to mean in the Middle East for us politically? Well, we've already seen Saudi Arabia begin, I believe, to distrust the United States by their recent signing of a military and arms agreement with Pakistan. The UAE, which has been a big Israeli supporter, just signed an agreement with India. We are perhaps in a world of hurt, and it will continue until the United States figures out that a blind support of a genocide in Gaza is in no one's interest. I read this morning where 400,000 Gazans were fleeing. How is that anything but the definition of genocide is what I'd like to know. And it is difficult to speak truth to politicians and to power because often they don't recognize the truth anymore. But the truth is very obvious, and that is that blind support of Israel balanced against 58 Islamic countries, 22 Arab countries, 54 African countries, the math doesn't make sense. Not to me and not to anyone who's gone past first grade and understood addition and subtraction, division and multiplication. But besides all of that, there is someone who spoke truth to power today, and I want to give her a shout out. She is a female attorney who is Sudanese. And I mean, God bless this woman. I hope I pronounce her name correctly. Her name is Intisar Ahmed Abdullahi. She got up on the floor of the UN today and talked about what's happening in the Sudan, but not just what's happening, but who's responsible. And this was an amazing thing to do because she called out the United Arab Emirates. She called out what the UAE ambassador to the UN was trying to torpedo and to buy off everybody else. I'm actually flying to New York tomorrow to visit my niece, Intisar. If you're available for a cup of coffee, I don't go down to DC until Wednesday. I would love to buy you lunch or a cup of coffee because you deserve kudos for what you did. It took courage to be an official, to stand up to one of the richest nations on earth and tell them to stop. Because that is courageous. And I want to say to you, Intisar, may you live a long and prosperous life, and may this be just the beginning of an amazing career, because I'm pretty sure that what's going to happen is that the rebels are going to call you a Koza, because I'm Catholic and they call me a Koza. And I have to tell you, the first time someone called me that, I had no idea what it meant. I had to ask somebody. I said, what's a Koza? They said, well, you're obviously an Islamist. And I said, well, are Catholics Islamists? That doesn't even make sense to me. The militia and the UAE has so overused Kazan, Koza, ISIS, all this other garbage, that it doesn't even mean anything anymore. It's the boy who cried wolf. But Intisar, when you stood up, the last thing that you did was cry wolf. What you did was you said the emperor has no clothes. And for that, there is a grateful nation. And there will be people that speak your name. And I am so proud of what you've done. So from one Koza to another, congratulations.